Alright, what's one thing driving and flying have in common? They're both seated. I feel like sometimes it takes me longer to get to the airport than it does from where I go from the airport. But such is life. Today we are attempting another flight over the range towards Toowoomba, which is west. Pick up a musically talented friend of mine, Mason Watts, ladies and gentlemen.
Bonjour.
Let's move that away, thanks bud. And he has a gig in Brisbane, which is where I am. So I figured, why not? Let's go get him, bring him to his gig private style. So here we go. Big shout out to EnviroSweep, your local professional sweeping contractor. Also not sponsored by EnviroSweep, I just thought that was funny because I was waiting behind them. Alrighty, here we go for the full startup. I look like an idiot with this headset on. That's okay. Alright,
Romeo, downwind for full stop, request 5.
we've already...
Fox Romeo, copy the glide, number 1, and there's a Cirrus about to call me ready for departure. He'll depart before your landing.
Done it.
Fox Romeo.
Balance. There we go, that's on.
Arch Tower, Yankee Mike India, ready, Bravo 228 right, northerly VFR departure. Yankee Mike India, Arch Tower, good morning, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff. 28 right, clear for takeoff, that was me, wasn't it, Yankee Mike India? Sorry, do you have a question there? I missed the call sign, I'm just confirming it was for me. Certainly was, sir, I had some background noise here as well. Yankee Mike India, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, Yankee Mike India, thanks, I'll better safe than sorry. And always appreciate that, so thank you.
Alrighty, hopefully everyone can hear me now. Yes, I can shit on the microphone. Alright.
Alpha Foxtrot Romeo, runway 28 right,
Get this aircon going.
28 right, Foxtrot Romeo.
You can put in our transponder code 3000. Let me see. I'll just
That's the 152 November Kilo Juliet, runway 28 right,
part that down. I'm not sure what everyone's going to be able to see, but I
Kilo Juliet, Archer, take it ATU, hold position.
thought I would put the headset on today and see how we went. So we'll let the plane cool down and we'll just put in our flight plan today, which is from Archerfield to we'll see if we can get through Amberley. I don't know about what the weather will treat us like through Amberley, so we might have to go around, but we'll put this in for the moment and see how we go, which is for a western departure 261. So we'll dial that in on our heading bug just so we know that, because we've got to tell Tower which heading we'll be taking out when we do a western departure. Now I'll just quickly check Amberley's weather again.
Yankee Mike India, overhead the Walsall Bridge, contact Brisbane Centre, frequency 125.7. Brisbane on 125.7, overhead the Walsall Bridge, Yankee Mike India.
Scattered 3-5, broken at 5, so we might, hopefully we should be able to stay under that cloud base, and we'll see what happens when we get a little bit closer to the range. We might have to go around. We'll just get out of the way of these two aircraft.
November Kilo Juliet, line up, or am I 28 right? 28 right, November Kilo Juliet.
It's like playing dodgems. We don't, at Archerfield and at various airports, there's usually an area where you don't need to request for taxi clearance, like a general manoeuvring area, which is all the way up for us to the terminal. So we can also check the ATIS. We'll just file this away. Quickly put in this 0. Let's put 20 in the back. No baggage, max fuel. There we go. And we are in YBR, correct? And we'll file at, we'll see if we can get through it. 3-5, see what that does. We can always amend. Let's do a little check. I don't know if this is too low, is it? Let's put that up a bit higher. Okay. Holy Jesus, there's a big jet up here. We'll just take this nice and slow, and I'm keeping a good lookout for where everything is.
Yeah, just 172 kilo, request taxi over to Alpha. Let's go check me quickly.
Considering the weather, it's pretty busy actually.
Chelsea, can I just confirm you're at the holding point now and you're ready and for an autumn departure? Holding point, that's not ready, just requesting a taxi across the runway over to Alpha. Just going to check something quickly before depart. Chelsea Kilo, would you like to check where you are now or do you wish to do what you just requested? Chelsea Kilo, what we need to do will close to shut down, so just requesting to cross 28 right and then taxi to the 28 left run-up bays and then we'll come back. Chelsea Kilo, okay, rather than that, 28 left run-up bays aren't available because it's grassed area, so if you're required to enter the runway with the turnaround, that is approved. Enter runway 28 right, do a 180 and return to the run-up bay runway 28 right. Enter 28 right for the turnaround and we'll return to the 28 right run-up bay. Thanks, Chelsea Kilo.
Lots of jets out here today, Jesus. It's a jet flying day, why not? Okay, just putting in our departure times. It's currently 8:53. So we'll get out.
Once you're clear of the runway, return to ground frequency 119 and decimal 9.
We're out of here.
Clear the runway to return to ground 119 decimal 9, Julius Kilo.
3-5, get rid of that. And we'll put our SAR time in of, let's go 10 AM. And we'll just pull in at the terminal here.
Hey, Michaela Julie, could you recycle your transponder? There's no return at the moment. Will do. I've got it now, the return's there, but it's not showing the altitude.
YBR, alright, let's submit this. I usually take a photo of my SAR time and the information I've submitted as well, just so I've got it there on handy. So let's jump over to the ATIS here at Archerfield. 1209.
Juliet Oscar Kilo 2.
209.
Mobile due soft wet surfaces. Wind 320 degrees at 5 knots. Visibility greater than 10 kilometres. Cloud is a few at 800. Scattered 2000. Temperature 26. QNH 1006. First contact with Arch Ground or Tower. Notify receipt of Bravo.
Alright, we got Bravo.
Archerfield terminal information, Bravo. Runway 28 right for all departures north, frequency 123.6. Runway 28 left for all departures south, frequency 118.1. All grass areas not available due soft wet surfaces. Wind 320 degrees at 5 knots.
So we can switch back over
greater than 10 kilometres. Cloud is a few at 800. Scattered 2000. Temperature 26. QNH 1006. First contact with Arch Ground or Tower.
Pop that over, and then we can put Tower in up here as well. 1181. We're going to do a 260 departure, western departure.
Yeah, it's going to
and then on COM2 we can put area 1257, and then we'll also put, we'll just prep Amberley in there. I don't know if if we're going to be able to get through their VFR, but we can put Amberley approach / departures in there, which is 1, 3, 4, 6. Okay, there we go. So we've got, wait, that should be 1257. 1257 is area frequency. There we go. So we got ground, which we're about to communicate on. We've got tower, which we can swap on COM 1 nice and easily. And then we've got area frequency, which we need to monitor. And then we've got Amberley, which we can swap over to there once we start going through. So let's get our taxi clearance. Alrighty. 1119. There we go. Good morning, Archer Ground Yankee Victor Romeo is at the GA terminal with information Bravo. Request taxi with run-ups for a western departure. And outbound track will be 260 Yankee Victor Romeo.
Yankee Victor Romeo. And what's the aircraft type?
Cirrus SR22.
Yankee Victor Romeo, report run-ups complete in the 28 right run-up.
We'll report when run-ups complete. 28 right run-up A, Yankee Victor Romeo.
Bravo with uniform, run-ups complete. Bravo uniform, taxi Bravo 2, holding point, Bravo 2, runway 28 right.
Sometimes
Bravo to Bravo, holding point Bravo 2, 28 right.
Because they just submitted that flight plan pretty quickly, sometimes they don't have it. So usually they'd be able to pull up my aircraft type prior to me saying it. So that's usually why I don't say it when you've put a flight plan in. But there you go, that's grabbing our ground / taxi clearance. So we'll go over here to the run-up bay and we'll do our checks and run up. And always point the engine into the wind. Looks like everyone's using 28 right, so this is probably very close to the right direction. Make sure your tail's clear of that area. There we go. And we can go into our checklist here. Up here, go down to before takeoff. Okay, doors are locked-ish. Yes. Caps handle is there and ready to go, and the pin is removed. Seatbelts are good. We can keep the aircon on today. We're pretty light, which is fine. Fuel quantity, full tanks in both. Fuel selectors on the right tank, which is okay because they're full in both. Fuel pump boost is on. Flaps are set to 50. Confirm left and confirm right. Autopilot, so we just do a quick check. So we can just hit autopilot here, hit heading. We can notice it rolls to the left to get us to the left, and then I just change the bug to the right and it goes there, which is good. So I'll just put that back to 260, which is our departure heading. Jump off heading, and I can test altitude with vertical speed. So I can down at 700 foot and I can see it's going down, and I can come back at 700 foot. And then we just try manual override and a disengage, which all works. I'll then set my altitude here at 1,000 foot. That'll be our outbound altitude. Transponder set at 3,000. Confirm navs and comms. We've done. Brakes is on. All right, let's bring our power up to 1,700.
Archerfield ground, Victor Victor Oscar, Cessna 172, Northern April, dual.
Alrighty, pitot heat. Let's turn these
Victor
on.
Victor Oscar ground, yeah, okay, where are you off to?
this tower controller has zero pressure.
Victor Oscar, report run-ups complete in the right.
Okay, so we'll go over to the engine panel. We just want to confirm that we're seeing a full positive volt load here, and then we can turn all this off, and we want to watch that this drops, which Alt 1 and Alt 2 both drop, which is good. So we can then put that back on and head back to our checklist here. We've done all that, let's check out mags.
Report run-ups complete in the right.
So we'll go left mag.
Yes, solid, confirm. Hotel Whiskey Source.
Put a drop of 50, which is good. Back to both.
Hotel Whiskey Source.
And we'll do our right mag, so we want to make sure we don't get more than a 75 RPM drop between them, which is not, so that's 50 as well. So back to both and just confirm that. You don't want to accidentally leave it on something else. Engine parameters, we've already checked them, but let's have another quick look. So we can just hit our engine page here. All in the green, looking really great. Oil's good. Our engine temperatures and pressures and our cylinder head temperatures are all green. And we can now bring this all the way back to idle nice and slowly. So we just want to make sure that we're not getting any weird like spluttering or rough engineness. Sometimes when it's on boost mode at idle, it can be like just a tiny little bit like that, which is fine. Left, right, up, and down, free and correct, and then we will just reset our trim for takeoff. That engine low power is nice, so we can come back up to 1000 RPM. There we are, the sweet spot. Enter, flight controls are free and correct, trim is set for takeoff. Alrighty, so we're going to, in a moment, request our taxi to the run up to the runway with ground. And, oh, that was a rough landing over there.
Traffic just the Mount Coot tracking
and then we're going to get a clearance to take off. We'll take off on 28 right, most likely. 500 foot, we'll do a little left-hand turn to track 260, which we've put in here. We'll stay at 1000 foot. We'll check what that cloud's doing and how it works for us going to Amberley. And then we'll see if we can get clearance through Amberley, and we might have to change our height. We filed at 3,500. Might have to go slightly lower, but it looks like it's doing okay over the range, and then we'll update
Ground, November, Oscar, Echo,
Mason on the way.
Alpha 5,
All right.
Northern Apron.
Let's do it.
November, Oscar, Echo, Arch Ground, taxi via Alpha 1 to the apron.
Via Alpha 1 to the apron. November, Oscar, Echo.
Archer Ground, Yankee Victor Romeo, run-up's complete.
Yankee Victor Romeo, taxi holding point Bravo 2 for change, runway 28 right.
Taxi to holding point Bravo 2 for 28 right, Yankee Victor Romeo. Alright, which is literally just here, so we got Bravo 2 for 28 right. All our temperatures and pressures, I usually just do one last scan, are all good. Everything's feeling good. All the engine temperatures are good. Done our run-ups, and we'll hold short up here prior to the runway, and we'll swap over to tower. So which we can just switch here, which goes to 1181. Archer Tower, Yankee Victor Romeo, holding short Bravo 2 for 28 right, western departure.
Yankee Victor Romeo, Archer Tower, are you ready for immediate departure?
Yep, we're ready to go, Yankee Victor Romeo.
Victor Romeo, runway 28 right, cleared for immediate takeoff, make left turn.
Cleared for immediate takeoff, 28 right, make left turn, Yankee Victor Romeo. He said that there's another plane just on final, so we'll make this pretty speedy.
Bravo, shift on traffic, Cirrus rolling departs at the west.
And we'll just get lined up here. And there we go, we'll slowly apply full power, flaps 50, a little bit of right rudder. There we go, airspeed's alive, 40,
Yankee Hotel limit change, runway 28 right, number 2 for
a
Archer.
little bit of back pressure just to help ease that off. 60, 70, and we'll let that airspeed build up.
28 right. 28 right.
That's 85, we'll climb out for 85.
Runway 28 right, touch and go.
And we're away, there we go. The SR22 climbs nice and quickly, and at 300 feet we'll pull our flaps up, which gets there very speedily, so we'll just trim for that 85 to 90 knot climb out. There's 300 feet, flaps up, happens very quickly.
Yankee Hotel limit, this is an update with the pre-takeoff traffic just crossed the boundary fence on very short time.
And 500 feet we can just make our slight left-hand turn to 260, and we'll continue our continue our climb up to 1,000 feet, so which I think this cloud level looks like it's at. See how we go. So we can
5350 number 2, runway right, follow the diamond on throttle.
Stradbroke Island, Cirrus India, November.
And we're also just leaning our mixture here as we gain height. So there we go, that's 1,000 foot, so we can now hit the autopilot on and hold our altitude there. As that speed comes up, we'll just slowly bring back that power to 75% for cruise.
Yankee Hotel Lima, the Archer Airborne Air remains at the circuit, northern departure, runway 28 right, clear touch and go.
And that's 70% there. 25. And we can now switch on area, switch over to Amberley delivery. And we can keep monitoring tower, we'll turn that off for a second. Good morning, Amberley delivery, Yankee Victor Romeo. Flight details. See if they respond, they might be closed.
Yankee Victor Romeo, Amberley delivery, escort 1624, remain self-control airspace.
Squawk 1624, remain OCTA, and let me know when you're ready for those details.
We'll make a little right-hand turn actually, just to remain outside of...
Yankee Victor Romeo, send details.
We're approximately 5 miles to the west of Archerfield, 1,000 feet, just looking for airways clearance, Yankee Victor Romeo.
Yankee Victor Romeo, copy, stand by.
Standing by, Yankee Victor Romeo.
So I'm just doing some little right and left turns here. I was just letting the controller know that just because of cloud, it might be a bit tricky, so I was just letting him know.
Yankee Victor Romeo, identified, clear Toowoomba direct 2500, QNH 1005.
Clear Toowoomba direct 2500, QNH 1005, Yankee Victor Romeo.
Alrighty, so we can now turn our heading bug direct to Toowoomba, and we'll see if we can get above this cloud nice and quickly. So we'll go flight level change, wind our speed back to 124, 120, and we'll see if we can get between this cloud layer, which I think it should. So we'll pull that speed, push that throttle all the way forward, watching our mixture
Yankee
as well.
Victor Romeo, contact Amberley approach 126.2.
Contact Amberley approach 126.2, Yankee Victor Romeo.
So as we're climbing 2,500 foot, we will just contact Amberley approach 1262, so we'll click COM 1262. Pop that over.
Good morning, Amberley approach, Yankee Victor Romeo, 1,900, climbing 2,500.
Yankee Victor Romeo, Amberley approach.
Okay, so it looks like we can get above this cloud level, which is good. We'll just check our track. We were just avoiding some clouds there, but we'll now adjust our track to the right. Cloud level looks good for the moment. We'll see what it's like on the other side, and we can actually go into our flight plan here. We'll see if we can ask for 3.5. And we'll just pull back that power to 75%. There's 77, 76, and on 262. Let's see if we can get a little higher.
Amberley approach, Yankee Victor Romeo, request 3,000 or 3,500 feet.
Yankee Victor Romeo, climb 3,500.
3,500 feet, Yankee Victor Romeo.
Yeah, we'll just get a little bit higher, so we'll just put that power back on full, flight control change mode, wind it back to 125, and we're just leaning out that mixture as we continue to climb, which I can see here, it shows it on the old Cirrus. So yeah, 3,500 foot will be a lot better for us, as this cloud through Amberley is just super thick and not nice. Massive headwind. It's a 20 knot headwind. Thanks for that. And let's throw 3,000 foot. There we go. Beautiful day though up here, that's for sure. Climbing, we're at 3.2 now, so we'll just pull up our, that's just letting us know we're getting to our height. We'll pull up our climb checklist, climb power, flaps are up, mixtures leaning, fuel pumps, boosters on. So we'll stay at this cruising altitude, so we'll go to do our cruise checklist, fuel pump. We can now take off. We'll now bring our power setting back to 75%. There it is, and we can just lean for richer peak. And we'll keep burning that right tank for a bit longer. We've got a 30 knot headwind, so it's not playing in our advantage today, that's for sure. But that's okay, so we're nice above the clouds. Let's go into our flight plan now. We'll just enter YTWB direct. Let's go direct to there. Direct. Yes, activate, and I can just hit nav. So now that'll slightly adjust our track. I mean, we're pretty much bang on. Okay, cool. Switch tanks. Yeah, we can switch tanks. Boost pump on. Go to the left tank here. And the left tank's confirmed. Boost pump off. And usually at this stage we've done our cruise checklist. Just triple check everything again. 75% power. Mixture's nice and correct for Richard Peak. We've got a transponder code. We're still monitoring Amberley approach. And we're on our way direct to Toowoomba. It's currently saying about 23 minutes, so I'll update my good friend Mason that will be there very shortly, who I think probably has cold copy by now, but that's okay. And I'll let the cameras roll for a bit longer, and we'll come back in when we start doing our descent. So yeah, there you go. Alrighty, we are back in the sky. It's not a very long cruise all the way to Toowoomba, so we've gone through Amberley, we've left their control services, so they've given us our clear out. Let's have a quick listen to the ATIS in Toowoomba 12705. So we can do that on COM 12705. That was the Toowoomba ATIS. We're about 20 miles from Toowoomba, 19.1 miles. So we're at 3,500 feet, which is all good. We've been cleared through there. We will make our inbound call. Shortly. And we'll be landing on runway 29, so we pretty much do a straight in approach. We'll check traffic. And Toowoomba's height is 2,087 feet, so usually about 2,100 is what we assume, which I just usually dial up on here and just, helps you keep a visual reference of it. Cloud level looks good. It's pretty hazy, so I think it has a bit of a fake appeal that we're going like more into cloud, but we're not. And yeah, 1,000 foot above circuit height is correct, so that'll be 3,100. So we can stay at 3,500 for a little bit longer because we don't need to descend too quickly, but we'll make our inbound call now. 127.65, just confirming the frequency, yes. Toowoomba traffic, Yankee Victor Romeo is approximately 15 miles to the east of the field, 3,500 feet. Inbound, time expected to join final, 26, Yankee Victor Romeo. And we can also change our transponder code back to 1200, which is just general VFR. So that was my inbound call to Toowoomba. So there's some circuit traffic there, which we can see on the map here as we come in, so we can keep an eye out for them. We can bring up our descent checklist, as we will make a descent now, just very, very slowly. Altimeter is set and correct. Landing light we put on, there we go. Fuel system's checked, good for fuel, mixture's good, and we got brake pressure, just a little bit of a toe tap there. So we can now hit vertical speed and just do a little 200 foot. There we go. So it will go. Well, actually, we can wind up our altitude to 3,100. There we go. And we'll align our heading button. Click that. We'll hit heading here, and we'll make a slight turn to the right, just so we can kind of join right onto final for runway 29, which is the active runway at the moment. Pretty much the wind is like bang on right down the runway, which is great, so good headwind. So there we go, that'll get us going in the right direction. We're now 10 miles out, so I'll make another call shortly. Sending to 3,100 foot, which will be 1,000 foot above ground level and circuit height, which is good. Toowoomba traffic, Yankee Victor Romeo is now approximately 10 miles to the east of the field, 3,300 feet on descent. Intention to join 5 mile final for runway 29. Time expected to join final 29. Yankee Victor Romeo Toowoomba traffic. So we've got another plane here, which is going to turn left. They're in the circuit, which is YTWB, coincidentally. Let's slowly bring our power back here, because this all happens very quickly now. Just keep an eye out for this traffic. I can see them there. Let's just zoom out a bit here. It says they're 500 foot below us, which means, yeah, they're making a left turn onto the runway, which is good there. We should be able to spot them out here shortly, so we'll stay at 3,100 foot, just bringing that power back slowly, lean our mixture up, and we'll before landing, seatbelts are good, fuel pump, we'll put our boost on. Mixtures rich as required because they're pretty low. Flaps will come on shortly, so you can see the airfield over there. And we'll pretty much land in behind old mate here. Alright, traffic's looking good. Pull this power back a little bit further. And we'll make a slight right turn. I don't know if you'll be able to see the runway yet. And we'll just disengage this autopilot. We'll stay at 3,100 for the moment until we get a little bit closer. And we'll just keep gradually slowing down. And once we turn straight on the final, I'll make my final call. Some very fancy looking houses and gardens down here. The things you see from the sky, right? Toowoomba traffic, Yankee Victor Romeo is joining 5 mile final, runway 29, full stop, Yankee Toowoomba traffic. Sometimes between like class D and class G, which is this, class G here you end with the airfield name or the airport name, and when class D. Thanks for that, Yankee Victor Romeo. That's just him. He's essentially coming back down the runway. He's just letting me know that he'll keep it speedy. So we've got a good approach. Cloud base is good. The weather's actually way better than I thought, which is nice. So we'll keep bringing this back. Keep bringing the airspeed back, and we can throw down our first stage of flaps here. And just looking for trimming the aircraft as well. We've got our landing point in sight. There's two, if you can hear other planes here, there's two runways. Not two runways. Oh, he got in there quickly, didn't he? There's two airports very close to each other here in Toowoomba. One has a 30 runway and we have 29 here, so same but different. So sometimes you can hear a lot of traffic when there isn't. Alright. 100% flaps, there we go. And looking for about 85 on our dial here. Airspeed, just trimming. Make sure that pressure isn't too much on our side stick here. And Toowoomba's runway has this like kind of weird arch in it, so you've just got to look out for it when you come down, because if you don't, the runway can sort of come up and meet you. That sounds a bit silly, but yeah, just something to watch out for. Alrighty, got 100% flaps, T's and P's are in the green, good approach, good speed, and hopefully Mason won't be too cranky that we're very late. It's got a yaw dampener on the Cirrus, so at 300 feet is when it becomes, it clicks off, so you might have just heard a little click there maybe. But then you get active, get your rudder pedals again, so. Oh, there's Macca's, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Alrighty, here we go, coming over the threshold, using the rudder pedals, pulling back the power slowly. Eyes at the end of the runway. Eyes at the end of the runway. Alrighty, we'll apply a pretty firm brake pressure and see if we can get off here at A2. Yep. There we go. We did that. Let's bring our flaps up to zero there. We did it. Toowoomba traffic, Yankee Victor Romeo is clear of all active runways. Toowoomba traffic. Alrighty, so we'll just whip over here quickly. And go get Mason. Alright, let's do our shutdown checklist and then we can give StarTime a quick call. So we'll go up here. Shutdown, fuel pump is off, power lever can come to idle, turn that aircon off, ignition switch will cycle off and both, and magnetos can then bring our mixture down. There we go. Alright, I made zero content during that flight because I had 100 other things to think of. My boy! There he is. Why don't you wave? Wave! Yeah. There he is waving. We'll let him in.